Hello friends, and today we're going to model this tricky little syringe. It's not super little, it's 19 by 7 centimeters, so let's start with this shape. And I think the base shape here is a bunch of cylinders, so we will select the central circle and just drop it somewhere over here, like that. I think it's pretty much good to fit this shape like this. Now we can extrude it like that. I think somewhere over here will be fine. Take in account that we are modeling it in the perspective, so we will definitely need to check this measurements 2 times. Horror syringe or something like that. And I think this can even be a little less thick like that. And it will be basically our inner part here. This glass inner thing that we have here. The next part, we will model this outer shape. This is basically the same cylinder here. Let's just make this one a little bit lower and this one a little bit higher. And we will do a duplication of this shape. Shift D. Nice. And let's make this one a bit thicker from both sides, like that, to fit this one inside. And now we can perform a cut operation to basically create inside shape hollow. So we will select this, then we will select inner part and press Q, T, and right click. And now we will have the hollow one inside. And we will need this hole here. Let's just drop it. I will select this thing, press M to material and paste it on the front. We'll make it less visible here, just to barely see where I have all of these things happening. I definitely want to select this top part like that and drop it lower here. So I will go in face mode, select this thing and press Shift Space to position the construction plane right on this thing. And I will create a corner box here, make it as the central one and position it somewhere over here like this. Maybe make it a little bit taller and thinner. Nice. And now I will drop central point arch like this and like that. Perfect. And let's select this profile here, press Shift D to have it as a separate one, and Shift I to imprint it here. And now we can extrude this thing, just delete the temporal plane, inside, like that. And I will also toggle the angle here, just to make it a bit more interesting, like this. So it won't be 90 degree, it will be more like this style of shape. And we definitely can make it a bit thinner, I guess, like this. Yeah, this is pretty cool shape here. Okay, so here I can see that it's also hollow part in the bottom, and this inner glass cylinder is connected to this smaller part with needle. So let's make the same thing over here too. So we definitely want to take this, and I will hide this thing on the edge and just select the inner part of this and extrude it like this to have a nice hole over there, and Alt-H it back here. I also want to make this thing a little bit thinner, just to have this small nice gap around, and I will put it somewhere here, maybe a little bit lower, or yeah, I think a little bit lower, just to have this interesting vibe to it. We definitely have some sort of continuation here, so I will just extrude it one more time, change the angle here like this, and make it a little bit smaller, I think like that, and apply it. Perfect. Now I will do this skirt over here. Let's try to make it with the cylinder. Just a cylinder with a bit of thickness to the top. So I will basically drop a Ctrl R here, press Tab, and put it somewhere here. Select it and press Shift D to have this separate shape. Then I will press F and do a thicken here. So I can thicken it a bit like this. And now I want to make this lower part thinner. So I will drop a fillet over here. Not to the complete end of this thing. And I will change the angle of it a bit, just to have it more like this. And a little bit like that. Perfect. So now I can make it even more thicker here. That's pretty good. I can isolate it and make it a bit thinner here. Okay, let's go out of this isolation. So we're starting having this very interesting one. Let's make it a bit upper here, because it's definitely have nice length to it. Let's make it even less looser here. And now let's drop top part over here. So some sort of a cylinder again, and couple more of them too. I will basically extrude it from this thing. I will press E, just extrude it like that, and press B for the new body. Scale it a bit and move it somewhere here and make it thicker to this part and a little bit more. A bit thinner, that's good. And let's do P again for the new body, B, and make this one smaller, like that, but a bit thicker. And the last one is this cap over here, so I think it will be like this. More like that, yep. And we will just drop a generous loop cut here. A bit wider. let's just extrude this thing somewhere around here, so it won't be on either of these guys' level, but it will definitely stand out like this. Perfect. Now let's make a lower part of it. So we need another cylinder here. Let's extrude it from this thing on E, drop it like that, and make it B, new body. This is the part which screws on top of the thing. So I definitely think it should be a bit thicker than this. And it should have some mech inside of it to make it screwable. Screwable. Is there any word like that? Make it a little bit lower here. Yeah. I think it's not so low. Let's make it like this. And make, again, extrusion. And drop it as a new body here. And make it a bit smaller. We just leave in the room for these things over here. I think a bit more, just to make it more visible, or maybe less, something like this. Let's drop it like this. That's cool. Let's hide this thing and let's make here some nice offset like that. And let's extrude it as a new body, and this will be our cutter B for the new body, and we will make it as some sort of a screw thing. So basically we will need to isolate it, and we will take spiral and drop this spiral from top to bottom here, make it like this, and increase the length of it a bit like that, and like this, good, and increase the turns of it like this. Let it be some generous turns here, maybe length a bit more, and let's apply it. Right click to apply it, take this, move it a bit upper, so we have this end connections off from this part, and now we can use a pipe here and a nice little scale and drop vertex count on, let's try 3, and now we can boolean this thing out. Just select this, and press Q to boolean it out. Perfection. Here we have our little screw here. And let's have it like this. We also can select this thing and drop it a little bit wider to have this more interesting shape, and let's leave it like that. Perfect. Left the isolation mode, and we can bring this thing a bit inside, and just to boolean it together with this part. But before we do that, I will do Alt-H. I will isolate these two bad boys, and I will bool these two parts. And T for keep tools. Nice. So now we have this part, which is perfectly fits here. You can even make it a little bit smaller, and this one a little bit wider, just to have more space here. Perfect. And here I will drop a hole for our syringe. Let's make it like this. And drop it till the end. Perfection. Okay, let's go out of the isolation mode. Let's hide this thing and let me merge these parts together, I think. Or it will be better to... Yeah, I think it will be better to create some connector here, because it can't be just merged to a glass thing, definitely. It needs to be merged to some part here. So I will take this thing, I will make it a bit beveled, like this. That's nice. And I will cut it over here, like that. Press C, cut, perfect. We'll delete this line. And I will make this one a bit bigger, just to have this cap for connection. And I will make it like this, I think. And now we can connect it together. So it's basically some sort of a rubber band between the glass and this metal thing. It's as usual on the syringes. So I just press QQ here to merge them. And yeah, I have this low part, which nicely connected to this glass cylinder. And I will also drop a little bevel over here, just to make it more juicier. Alt H. Let's drop this ribs over here and then finish it up with this lower part. So to make these ribs, I will basically create a Boolean object and then do a circular array. Let's try it. So I will isolate this thing. We'll go to the top view and I will create some central box like this. That would be a bit smaller. Yeah, something like that. And move it over here. And I think I want to make it a bit wider over here, just to make this shape a bit more interesting. I will select this profile, F, radial array, and drop it here, and place it here on left click. And then I can shift wheel up and create more of these things. I think this is the perfect count. Yeah, let's leave it like that. Left click, right click to apply. And we can basically bool it or just cut it. I will C and drop a cut. Right click to apply. And now we can just delete this unnecessary curves here. X. Hide this guy and delete all this bullshit. Shift, just X. Okay, Alt X. Go out of isolation mode and let's look on this thing. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. Very nice, beautiful shape. Like it. Now let's finish it up with this lower part. So we basically need to merge them. It's 100% QQ and merge them. We can try to drop here some little chamfer and it will be resulted in this very cool thing that I appreciate. And now we will make this shape. Yeah, it should be a bit triangular here, I think, but it's not a super triangle. It's something like, let me do O for the offset. I will make it like this. Then I will extrude it here. And then I will select this part and just drew a, I think it's G2, something like this. And we can play with the tension. Definitely. I want it to be something like that. Yeah, this is cool. And now let's drop this strange part, which is basically another cutter like this, and we can reuse it. So I will just create this thing and then cut this thing out again. Let me just drop a cylinder here. It's basically, yeah, it's basically just a cylinder with some intricate shapes on it. So I will take this and I will do an E to extrude it, and I will B for the new body, so they are not connected. And I will make this one a bit smaller for nice fitting and drop this till the end of this shape, like that. Perfect. And now I will do some loop cuts here. So I will select this face, press tab. Here is going to be my connection part. Then here is going to be my first circle like that. Second circle. Third circle. And the last circle here. Let's do the different size of them. Okay, here is the first one, like that. So yeah, let's do the circles first. So here's the first circle, here's the second one, third one. Let's make them smaller till the end. And let's make these things together with this a little bit thicker like that. Perfect. I think like this. And make this two a bit wider here. Yeah, something like this. That's cool. And this detail should be the smallest one. Kind of like this. A bit like that. Yeah, something like this should work here. And it is definitely a bit lower. I'll just drop it a bit lower here and make this top part just over here. Perfect. So it just enters this shape. You know what? It's not the same mech, I think. I think it's a bit different. Like it has the reverse thing here. So yeah, it's basically entering this stuff. So what do we need to do? We need to repeat this process. So I will hide this thing. I will take this one. I will go to the spiral. Press F. Spiral. And I will drop it from here to here. Adjust it like that. Make it a bit bigger over here. And drop more turns like this. That's perfect. Right click to apply it. Just move it a little bit. Yeah, I think it should be over here. Like this. Yeah, let's make it like this. And just cut it. Okay, I want to see this part. Good. So it actually should be here somewhere. Nice. And let's do the pipe. Find your small pipe here. It basically should be some sort of this size, I think. 0.12. And let's make it 3 again. Right click to apply it and boolean it out. Like this. Right click to apply. Let me just see this back part. And let's just make it a bit maybe like that. Much more narrower. Perfect. And can I do a bevel here? Yes, I can. Just make it like... yeah, make it like this type of fillet. Just finishing out there. Cool. Looks very cool. Okay, let's Alt-H it. And we want to Boolean it here. But we definitely want to make this one cover this thing fully, like that. And let's have this on that type of bevel. Cool. And let's just select this, Q, T for keep tools. Amazing. H. And let's do it a bit wider here, just like that. Magnificento. Okay, Alt H. Let me just see this tools. I want to make it like this. Wow, that's pretty cool. Just want a little chamfer in here, like that. Can I hide this? And I definitely want this one to be a hole, so I will just do a small offset here and drop that to the ground, right in the center. Nice. Make a fillet here and make a fillet here. Yeah. Alt H. That's cool. Let's do a little bevels over here. Like that, to make ourselves happier. And over here. Just select all of them. And drop a little bevel or fillet. No, bevel. Let's drop a little bit different bevel here. Nice. Get out of the isolation mode. And yeah, look at this shape. Pretty cool. Now let's do this needle. Super interesting one. I will just drop a nice bevel here. And the needle is just basically a cylinder. So I will just create an offset here, like this. And let me just extrude, like that. Perfect, perfect sizing, like this. And B for the new body. Let me insert it inside of this thing, like that. Alt H. And let's boolean it with the T to keep tools. And I also want to make it just a bit thinner here to have this small gap. Like everything in the world has little gaps around. Okay. And a fillet here. Cool. And I also want to cut this thing. But before I cut it, I will drop an offset like this. And kick it till the end, just to drop a nice hole here. And now I can do a cut like this. I think it will be cool. And I definitely think I should do a Shift S here and make it just a bit with the angle, like that. Yeah, this is superb. And let's do the C, cut, X, and delete this part too. And I will drop a little bevels here. Very nice. Very gentle touch. So I already like this shape. Let me just hide it. Just hide this. Yeah, it's very cool looking from the bottom. Let's finish out the top part here, and let's maybe drop a little bevel over here. Yes, and a little one here, just to match them together. Nice. I think here we should drop a bevel too, maybe. No? Can I just make it a bit more? Yep. And now I can drop a small bevel here. Nice. And here I will drop a bevel too, just a small one. And here is the same things. I will just drop a bevels here. Can I do a full? Yes, I can, and I will, I think, because it definitely should be a full. Give me my images back. So yeah, you can see how it gently drops there. These things are also should be beveled, but very gently. Like this. Perfection. Let me just save it quickly. Don't want to lose nothing. And let's do this top part. It's pretty cool because here we have this shape and we need to match it with the circles. Let's just create the circles. And I think they're not 100% circles. They are more like an ovals, some sort of this thing, and just a little bit squeezed, a bit bigger. Nah, a bit smaller, like this. I think something like that. And let's drop a pipe here. Much generous one. Let me delete this thing, move it somewhere here. Upper. No, not so upper. Let it be like this, I think. And let me just, they're connected here with some sort of straight line. Like it's 90 degree from this one. Just drop it like this. And from the center, I will drop a 90 degree here. Like that. And let me just drop a pipe. Nice. And distance 2, I will make it here. Cool. And let me just QQ it together and drop here a little bevel like this. But I don't like it. Let's try to do a pipe here. Cut it out like that. Yeah, good. Then delete this shit and loft it like that. Okay, let me just loft it by parts. And I will need to create here Ctrl R. Right in the middle. So yeah, it's better to make them Alt H, select this two, Alt X. Okay, QQ, merge them. You should have now these beautiful lines here. And let's drop a Shift B. Let's leave it on the G2. And the same is here, Shift B, G2. Cool. And let me just loft it, but with this shaping. Can I do a G2? Of course I can. And right click to apply it. And let's just select everything and join it together. Yeah, this is cool shape. Let me just get rid of these curves. Yeah, this is much better. And let's join it with this thing. Just QQ, merge it. And here I think we can drop just, okay, let's do it again. Let's just drop it here. Let's do a QQ to merge it together. And let's bevel it like this. Maybe not so hard. Just to make this gentle metal touch. G2. Perfect. Yeah, I like this form, this shape is amazing. And let's alt text it to this side and Q to merge it. And let's continue this journey. So I definitely can see that it's a little bit lower settling here. So let's replicate this position like that. And I think we should drop this things lower too. And this central part should be matching with this thing through this thing. So let's try to do that. Let's make it like that. Let's drop it a little bit lower here and just match it together with this thing. Alt H. That's nice. And I think this should be something like that over here. Let me just hide the top part and let me boolean it here. Alt H. And let's just boolean this, but T keep tools. Okay. So we will have some interesting patterns here. And let's drop this one and this one a bit off. So we will have something like this. That's cool. Let's hide this thing. Let's hide this part. And let's merge them together. I think it should be definitely something like this, but not so complicated. So this part should be inside of this thing. And it should be booled out here. Q, T for keep tools. And this one should be a bit wider, like that. Can I make it a bit inside here? Yes. Alt H. Good. Let me hide this bastards again. And yeah, we definitely want to drop some chamfer here for it to match perfectly. Yeah, and let's make it not so wild like that. Hide this thing and let's make it a bit far here and just bevel it like that. For the nice flask, or how do you call it? Vial. Vial. I don't know the correct pronunciation of this word. the glass for the syringe. Yeah, basically. Alt H, and let's try to make this thing a bit more interesting. Let me just create a line here like that. And let's do a Ctrl R. And do 3 of them. Yeah, like this. And now this thing should be booled and create this pattern for these things. And these two should be like that. Cool. And the top one is pretty much like it is. The only difference here is that it has this cappy. So I definitely want to drop a offset from this one like that. Select this and put it somewhere there. Almost to the top like that. Perfect. And let's make chamfers on top and bottom and then cut it. Okay. So let's start with this thing. I will just isolate it, go to the top view and create my trapezoid here with the corner box like this. And let's make it like this. Cool. Maybe I want to make it bigger. No. Like that thing. Perfect. Yeah, something like this. And let me just F, radial array, drop it here. Shift, add copy. Yeah, that's good. C, cut it. Wait until it finished. Right click. And now you can delete it. So I will just hide this, select all of this together with the curves and hit X. Alt H, get rid of the isolation mode. Yeah, this is super cool. Very nice looking shape. Yeah, you know what? Let's select this one and this one, make it a little bit smaller, much smaller, like that. And select this and this and make something like this, but not fully finished. To have this edge. Yeah. Maybe I can make it a bit less here. Yeah, to create this interesting thing. Maybe a bit more. Just to make a half of it. Yeah, that's cool. You know what? I want to leave it as it is. It looks very cool from this side perspectives. And let's add the same, but over here. So I will just isolate it and cut it with the trapezoid here again. I will make it like this, like this, select this too, make it like this. I think this one should be a bit much generous here because it's the top one, or maybe not so. And let's select it, F, radial array, make it here, shift, and make less of them. I think something like that will work perfectly. So I can just drop C, cut it, wait until it finished, right click, we're golden. And just select the central part, hide it, select all of this shit, select it and delete it. Yeah, and let's look on this thing, Alt H, save it. That's superb, you know. And the only part is left, this metal thing for injection. So I will basically make it, I think it should be full. So I will make the size of it based on this thing. I will hide this one. I don't need this one. Let me just, yeah, hide all of this. Basically, I don't need the central one, so it won't fool me out. And these boys too. Okay. Yeah, and let's create this circle, top one part, and try to dance from that side. Okay. I will do an offset here inside, just a small one like that. And let me just extrude it. I think it's something like this. Definitely maybe even smaller. Yep. Let me delete all these circles. And I will do Alt X like this. QQ if you forget it. Make it smaller. Make it a lot smaller. And now, yeah, if I look on this, I can definitely say that it's a little bit wider. Maybe it's definitely a little bit wider, I don't know. And let's make the circle here. So it's a sphere. Let's make it like that. Yeah, definitely like that. And the sphere is connected by some sort of a cylinder there, I think. And this sphere is definitely smaller than this piece of shit. So maybe I need to make it a little bit smaller. Like this. And this thing should be much wider. Like that. I'm not sure here. There is no sizes and I don't have a real life reference for that thing, so yeah, don't blame me for that. But it's pretty much good looking. Let's create this circle there. I will just isolate these two bad boys and I will create the circle like that, I think. Good. And I will imprint it, Shift I, over here. Nice. And now I can select it and do E and extrude it here. Perfect. But I want it to be merged. Yeah, so I just apply it. I will get out of this isolation mode. Yeah, it's basically the thing that I'm looking for. And they need to make this one over here. Think even more like this. And this thing should be completely flat, I think. I'm not sure about that. I just feel it. Like it should be flat, maybe. Let's try it. Let me just drop a line here, like this. I will create this. I will select this, and press F, match face, and drop it here. Okay. Let's delete them, and let's make it a bit less wider here. Yeah, like that, I think. And let's boolean it out, but keep tools. Nice. I will also make a little bevel chamfer. Let's do a chamfer over here. Here should be a bevel, definitely. And the bevel here too. Like a nice one. And there is some thing, I'm not sure. What is it? Maybe it's some sort of a radial array of some bumps. Let's add them. Let's just hide this sphere. I think it should be something like, yeah, let's make a little sphere here, move it over here. I will drop it like that. And I don't want it to be some bump. I want it to be actually a cut inside of this shape. So I will just do a radial array here. Let me select them, isolate them, go to the top view, F, radial array, and I want to do it like this. Yeah, that's pretty much what I want. And let's just Boolean it out like this and Q. Right click to apply. Yeah, that's cool. And now I want to drop a cylinder in the center of this thing. I'm not for 100% sure where it should be, but let's try to hide everything of this, and let's try to make it in the center like that. Then Alt H and move it to the top. Yeah, nice. And it should be a generous one. So let's just drop it here like that. And let's look. Yeah, it definitely should be much more thicker here like this. Yeah, this is the shape I'm looking for, maybe a little bit less. And this thing in the reference, it's over here. Let's make it like that for now. Let me just isolate it and let me create this lower part thing. Let's make it like that. We will match it later. Okay, Alt H, get out of the isolation mode. Okay, I will hide this. Here is very important part. Let me see it. Okay. So if I drop it here till the end, I think on the top here is a little bump for this ball to fit in, something like that. We will make this bump too. And this thing should be completely at the end of this thing. So yeah, let's do it like that. I'll just drop a line here, hide this one, select this, do a Ctrl Shift plus plus, and G, Z, move it here. Yep. And select the lower part, match it here, and the top part, make it a little bit bigger. Think like that. Okay. And is it super big or no? I think it has some kind of thickness, maybe like a bit bigger like that. Something like that. Good. Okay, and we need to make it the same radius as this thing. I'll just hide this, and yep, I basically need to make it almost the same radius because it is the glass and it will have its thickness. So let me just take the central circle, and let me just drop the central circle somewhere over here. It will be like complete center of this thing, and I will make it just a bit less wide. Okay, let me select two of them. Let me hide them like this. Select the side part and move it over here just to match this part. And then make it less on, I think, 0.5 millimeter or so. like that. That's good. And let's get out of the isolation mode. Let me just see that thing again. Yeah, it's completely at the end of this thing. Good. And let me just make it a bit like that. I think it definitely has that vibe. And this thing too. Just drop it like this. Cool. Yeah, this looks badass. Let me just hide this. Okay, I want to drop a Q to bullet and T to keep tools. And now I will merge them together. And I will drop here a nice bevel like this. Just a small one, maybe a bit bigger, so we can actually see it. Yeah, like this. Cool. And I'm not sure about that thing, but let's drop a bevel here too, like that. Cool. And we can merge them together. Why the heck not? Okay, Alt H, and let me bury this thing inside of that. Select this, drop Q and drop T for keep tools, and right click to apply. Nice. Now we definitely can move it here where it should be. And let's make this top part a bit more wider for that thing. Just a bit like this, I think, yes. And a bit like that, because I don't want, maybe I want it, you know, it's pretty cool. It's very cool effect here. Yeah, I like it. I want to leave it, but I will just make something like this here. And maybe drop chamfer or bevel here. Let's drop a bevel here. What do you think? Chamfer or bevel? I think bevel. Bevel will be pretty good. Yeah, nice. Let me just check it quickly. I will close it here. GZ and boom. Yeah, it will perfectly go there. With the little gap. It's nice. Maybe just a little bit more here. Perfect. Okay. What's left? These things. Let me just drop a full over here. I think it should be a full. Like that. Perfect. The top one should be full as well. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. Okay, I will isolate it and I will drop a... Do it on G2. You know, why not? Let's do it on G2. With this bump. Beautiful one. Yeah, that's cool. And here let's leave it on the G1. Just flow in shape. Okay. Where are the bevels left? I want to add more bevels here. Okay, so here is the little place for the bevel. Let's make it like this. And let's actually make them similar from the top and from the bottom. Very cool. Like it. Now, you know, bigger like that. Nice. We hide this thing for a second. And I want a little one over here. Yeah, Alt H. That's cool. Let's have the G2 here, like that. Yes, it's pretty cool. And let's make one little over here, like that. Also a G2. Let it be a G2. I like G2. And this one doesn't need it. This is pretty cool. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I think it's all done. Yeah, just this thing for some reason is flipped not like I want. Let's just do it like this to have it from the front here. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe like the same on the reference. Yeah, in this side a little bit. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's all. We're pretty much done here. Oh, this top part. Yeah, let's drop the little bevels here, like that. And I think we're golden. Definitely. We can also drop the bevels on these things. Let's just select them like that with this box tool and just bevel them a bit like that. Perfect. Yeah, and I think we're pretty much done here. Let me just hide everything that I don't need. Look on the reference one more time. Look on this thing. Everything is pretty much like I want. Yeah, that's cool. That's my shape, man. That's my shape. Super beautiful. Maybe you know one thing here, I can drop a hole through all this thing just to finish it up. Yeah, let's drop a hole. It will be super cool. So I need this little guy. I need it to be, need this hole to be, let's just take it 2-point circle and drop it like this. For some reason this guy is not in the center, so let's move him in the center. I need to hide everything and I need to drop a circle in the center just to be sure. Yeah, let it be like this. Alt H. And let me just make this circle a bit smaller. Yeah, so this hole will be perfect. And this guy for some reason is not in the center. So I will try to move him in the center. Or maybe he is and it's just a little illusion. It definitely should be like that. Yeah, I think it should be like that. Definitely. Yeah. So if you have this, it's a minor thing, but I think it will look better with this type of position. Okay, I need this circle. Where is my little circle? I just lost it. Here is it. Let me just move it over here. Let me hide this thing. And I will do a pipe here. The big one. Like through this thing. Cool. And I will do a Booleans here. So I will Boolean this thing. Q, T, keep tools. Let me delete this circle, I don't need it. Let me hide this one. Okay, that's good. Let me hide this one and make here a little kind of like this thing. Okay. Here I should have this, although let's do a Q and make it T for keep tools. Let me drop a small hole chamfer here. H, H, and chamfer here. That's cool. Alt H it. Nice. That's cool. That's cool. That's already good. And this is what's left. So I want to cut it there, but I want to make it hollow. And I need to have the thickness to this glass. So I will basically take this thing, then take this thing, I will isolate them. And now I will do a Shift D of this vial. I will hide the original one. I will select one face, Control Shift, press plus, and just do a little. Okay, we need to base it on the size of this thing. So I will take it too, and I will take them together and isolate them. Yep. And now I can select this thing, Control Shift plus 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 plus, and just make it a little bit thinner like this. Good. And we can definitely make this one inside part a little bit thicker to fit this thing. I will just create the some sort of a line here, just like that. Hide this one and do it a little bit like that. Okay, yeah, this is cool. Let me hide the line, X, Alt H, go out of the isolation mode, take the original vial, then this vial, and drop a Q to boolean it out, and press right click to make it work. Then let's hide these things that we don't need, and let's boolean this thing out of that. So select this, Q, and right click to apply. Perfect. Let's just drop a two juicy chamfers here, and we're done, you know. Alt H. Perfect. Yeah, here's your juicy asset. Nice little syringe. You can drop it into Blender and render it out as it is in Plasticity. I have showed you some basic setups in the previous videos, and you can also follow along this series, and I will definitely drop this asset to Substance Painter and paint it. I think we can also do the retopology on it. Will be super nice. Okay, I hope you modeled a much better syringe. I hope you stay healthy, feel yourself good, create something new, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye!